Hi, this is Taryn Grome, editor of Pharma Voice. We met with numerous inspirational thought leaders at this year's DIA annual conference as part of our Editors Take video series. I hope you enjoyed this discussion.
In this episode, Taryn meets with MaryAnne Rizk, PhD, Senior Vice President, Digital R&D Strategy, IQVIA.
Hi, MaryAnne. Welcome to San Diego and DIA 2019.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Tell me how your session went this morning. I understand you spoke.
Yes, it was a very exciting discussion around digital transformation in R&D. And IQVIA shared the stage with Salesforce, one of the largest healthcare partnerships in life sciences. And we were delighted. We were talking about how we are together transforming R&D with digital technologies.
That is the hot topic of this year's conference.
Yes.
So I want to delve a little bit more into that. So tell me, what is IQVIA Technologies and what is IQVIA seeking to change in the industry through this digital transformation?
Thank you for asking. So we've announced something pretty unique and different in the marketplace. IQVIA Technologies is a dedicated vertical focused on transforming R&D, where we have, for the first time, introducing SaaS technologies in the marketplace. IQVIA, being a data and research company since 1955, we've been leveraging technologies to disrupt our services business. And again, for the first time, we're now creating SaaS technologies that are available for the marketplace. So we're really excited, and with our partnership with Salesforce, it's empowering us to provide fit-for-purpose technologies to transform clinical research.
That is exciting. And so what are some of the challenges IQVIA is solving with orchestrated clinical trials?
So orchestrated clinical trials is our end-to-end patient-centric cloud platform. And what it includes a number of different cloud applications from trial design, startup, conduct, and close. And what we've done is digitize the entire clinical research experience by harmonizing the way systems talk to each other. So traditionally, a lot of technologies have been disparate, and what we've done is created a more holistic view of establishing true integrated experiences for patients, for investigators, for sites and CRAs. And certainly what we've done is being able to transform that experience so they can run smarter, faster trials.
Can you provide an example of what this would mean in practical application to patients?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. So we recognize that patient centricity is on the hot topic as well as digital transformation. Actually, later this afternoon, I'll be chairing a session with my colleague talking about digitizing the orchestrated experience for the patient. And that means putting technologies in the palm of their hands. Things like virtual trials, where we're bringing the site to the patients. Empowering data access for patients, where we're engaging with them before, during, and after a study. And finally, being able to also leverage the referrals between physicians and PIs with patients. So we recognize this is the era of empowering patients so they have better visibility into the entire aspect of a clinical study, not just to be educated and enrolled through our e-consent tool, but also further engaging with them and retaining with them, and then possibly allowing us to recruit them for a future study.
Fabulous. Let's dig a little bit deeper and let's talk about how orchestrated clinical trials are reimagining the digital transformation across monitoring and automation.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you know, but in 2030, 75% of the workforce will be millennials. And when we look at the classic role of a CRA, a clinical research associate, one of the most precious resource, we believe, in a clinical study, often they have to look at 15 different systems and this disparate systems just to figure out what the holistic health of a study. So what we did is we created an application as easy as on the iPad and the iPhone, where it's a mobile CRA application, where they have on-demand access to look at the health of the study before they go to the visit, reducing administration, empowering them to literally scan the 1572 forms. And so what that does, why that's patient-centric, is when they go to the site, right? If we have a hybrid study, for instance, when they go to the site, they're now reducing the administration. They're able to provide quality impact for the sites. And then what we've done is created incremental ways of creating efficiencies and empowering them to stay on that study and creating a very common interface that's easy to use and empowering them to be engaged. So we believe we're making some transformative impacts.
That's fantastic. And how do analytics and automation play into a digital strategy? And what are the tangible benefits sponsors should expect?
And you know what? One of the things that we had to do is we designed this born out of necessity. We looked around DIA. We looked around trade shows to find how can we empower patients with on-demand access to data so they can understand that holistic view like we compared with the CRA. And now what they can experience is integrated intelligent workflows that will take them from one stage to the clinical study, and they're not stuck from system to system. They have the opportunity to accelerate time to market. Some classic examples: we're able to create intelligent design workflows so they have better go, no-go decision making for a trial design. We have the opportunity for to determine faster, quicker study startups by empowering investigators. We're able to go through digital patient engagement for patients, and finally, most importantly, optimizing the clinical trial monitoring cost by nearly 50%, all to reduce time, increase efficiency, improve data quality, and being able to go from clinical trial to clinical file. And we're just so excited that we're able to empower our sponsors with smarter, faster, intelligent experiences.
I love the fact that you're empowering sponsors. What are some of the obstacles and barriers you think you're going to encounter when you go to present this information to your sponsors?
Yeah, well, it's really interesting is I'm having different conversations now with different leaders in pharma. I'm now talking to digital officers, former CIOs that are now in these different roles. And we're actually seeing in the industry different leaders coming from other industries to come and help disrupt with us. So I'll tell you the conversations that we're having and some of the challenges. We're breaking down silos. We're changing workflow. I can tell you that we're so excited that the era of innovation is actually now. The technology is already here. It's being able to empower and champion change with pharma and how we change the way they work, how we change the role of a study coordinator, how we change the role of a data manager to become a data scientist, how we break down the silos to have trust and transparency, and then create different ways of engaging. So it's really about partnering with pharma and being able to adapt and be ready for this change.
MaryAnne, I think all this sounds absolutely fabulous and fantastic. And I think that when we talk to a lot of other people, we talk about the drug development of the future. As you said, everybody's walking around with an iPhone or an iPad, and yet we seem to still be developing drugs for 20 years ago.
Yes.
So this reimagining and this reorchestration of drug development, when do you think we'll really see a scalable uptick?
I love how you asked that question. We are here to disrupt clinical research. We are not only looking on how we reimagine workflows, and we call it orchestration. The term orchestration means intelligent automation. We are going to be looking at reducing activities and tasks that were really not high value add to begin with. Since when does anyone want to create photocopies and scanning? People want to be empowered. The roles of clinical research is changing, and people actually want to get digital. Technology is pretty cool, but technology alone is not going to solve it. So recognizing that we want to be able to educate what's a digital transformation, let them know what's ahead, what are the benefits, the gain. And I think when you're seeing the proof, not the promises of digital innovation, I think you're going to find a lot of adoption.
That's fantastic. It's great news to hear. And then when we talk about the actual physical folks who are doing this work, some of them are afraid that technology is going to take their jobs. How do you assuage their fears?
Well, I'll tell you, I had personal experience doing this 20 years ago when I introduced electronic data capture, and I was replacing paper-based processes. And one of the things I had in my conversations with the CIOs of nearly every CRO and pharma company is saying, we are changing the way we work by optimizing quicker, faster decision-making. Now, I'll tell you, while EDC was introduced nearly 20 years ago, very little efficiencies have occurred. With 82% of trials being delayed, the time is now to disrupt. And again, to your question earlier, we are partnering with payers, providers, pharma, and even regulatory agencies to understand how we can continue to evolve, leveraging digital transformation. So we feel pretty much empowered. We feel like we're contributing. And now, again, with our orchestrated clinical trials, that is now a SaaS platform, we're expanding the capabilities and use for all of life sciences.
I'm excited to see what's next. Thank you so much for spending some time with us for our Editor's Take video program.
I'm delighted. Thank you for having us.
For more information on this topic, visit our Thought Leaders website.
For more Editors Take videos from the DIA Annual Conference, Visit www.pharmavoice.com. Thanks for joining us.